Last month, after completing my first ultra marathon, I wasn't able to run because of an injury. These are the 3 things that I did to be able to get back into running as fast as possible. If this is your first time here, then my name is Christian and I'm an ultra runner. I'm also currently going through physical therapy and want to relay some of the lessons I've learned to you. Hopefully you'll be able to see the way my PT and I have planned out my running to get back into shape to run some big miles in the near future. Tip number 1 is to strength train as soon as possible. For some reason, this seems to be a little bit controversial in the running world, which doesn't make sense to me at all, but some people say you should only strength train if you're like an elite runner, but your legs take a beating when you're running, especially during long runs as the mileage or the time on feet increases. Doesn't it make sense to make sure that you're regularly working out those muscles to make sure they're more resilient? You don't have to do anything fancy, just focus on your whole leg, including the quads, hamstrings, calves, and glutes, and that should be fine to start with. My next video after this will be a bunch of exercises for each muscle group catered to runners specifically, so if that's something that you're looking for, then I'll link in the description or up here when it goes live. Tip number 2 is to start with run-walk intervals. After taking a few weeks off of running, I was really itching to get back outside and run. Unfortunately, depending on your injury, that can be one of the worst things that you can do. You have to get back into things safely and slowly so you don't make your injury worse while you're recovering. I started with 2-minute intervals of a nice slow jog followed by 2 minutes of walking. That makes up 1 set, and I do this for 10 sets. That means a total run time of 20 minutes and a total walk time of 20 minutes. The goal with this is to be able to gauge your pain levels without overstressing your body. I use a scale of 1 to 10, with anything under 4 being acceptable to work through, 5 to 6 being to proceed with extreme caution, and ideally change something if possible, 7 to 8 being only continue if there's something I can change that reduces the pain, and 9 to 10 being stop, this is pushing too far beyond what my body is currently capable of, at least doing safely. Once I was able to do 10 sets, keeping my pain under a 4, but ideally at like a 1 or a 2 for a full session, only then do I increase the run times. To increase the run times, I started by moving each session to 3 minutes of running, followed by 1 minute of walking for 10 sets. As you progress, you can move to 4, 5, and 6 minutes of running, all the way up to 10, but keeping the 1 minute of walk time between each set. You'll also reduce the total number of sets, so your total running time is slowly increasing, and you don't have any huge jumps in your total workload. The total running time for each of these workouts could look something like this. After that, make sure you can run continuously for 45 minutes, relatively pain-free, before you start adding back in any additional volume or speed work. Tip number 3 is to take your recovery seriously. It sounds like common sense, but bear with me. Some people hear recovery and are like, well, I don't have a cold plunge at my house and my gym doesn't have a sauna, I can't afford massages and my foam roller is made of razor blades, or whatever the excuse is. Did you know that the best recovery tool is absolutely free and you already have access to it? It's sleep. Make time for quality sleep. There's so many studies out there that show how important sleep is for recovery. In one 2019 study by the International Journal of Sports Medicine, which analyzed more than 20 studies that used elite athletes across multiple sports, including running, judo, volleyball, weightlifters, cyclers, swimmers, and more, found that on average, increasing sleep up to 9 hours of sleep per night positively affected sprint times as well as all this other stuff. The study also showed that sleep deprivation impaired immune system function, impedes muscle recovery and repair, and alters pain perception. You don't need all the fancy recovery tools. Are they nice to have? Yes, but more important than any of those is getting quality sleep to allow your body to do what it already does well. I have a 9-month-old and I'm able to somehow make time for sleep, so it is doable. Anyways, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.